The European Union will collapse unless Brussels comes to the rescue of its ailing economies to the tune of hundreds of billions, the French president has warned. Emmanuel Macron insisted Brussels had no choice but to set up a rescue fund that allows member states to share the debt burden of their coronavirus pandemic with richer neighbors. In a scathing assessment of the bloc's response to the outbreak, he said the EU faced a moment of truth to prove whether it was more than just a single economic market. If we can't do this today, I tell you the populists will win, today, tomorrow, the day after, in Italy, in Spain, perhaps in France and elsewhere, he told the Financial Times. I believe the EU is a political project. If it's a political project, the human factor is the priority and there are notions of solidarity that come into play, the economy follows on from that, and let's not forget that economics is. The EU's worst affected countries, Italy and Spain, have both attacked the lack of solidarity shown to them in their darkest hours since the Second World War. EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen issued a grovelling apology yesterday to Rome and conceded Brussels had not been fast enough with its response to the crisis. But Mr. Macron wants the bloc's leaders to go further by supporting common debt with a common guarantee to finance the economic rebuild, a concept opposed by Germany and the Netherlands. Paris is hoping to secure the creation of a €400 billion EU fund to help top up the assistance offered by the European Central Bank. Rome and Madrid pushed the plan, with the support of a number of Eurozone economies, to mitigate the economic fallout of lockdowns. Mr. Macron said failure to agree such a plan would risk a collapse of the Eurozone and the Brussels project. He added, "You cannot have a single market where some are sacrificed. It is no longer possible to have financing that is not mutualized for spending we are undertaking in the battle against COVID-19 and that we will have for the economic recovery." The French president now believes Germany's Angela Merkel and the Netherlands' Mark Rutte are coming around on how to finance the EU's economic recovery. It would be a historic mistake to insist that sinners must pay, Mr. Macron said. He recalled his country's colossal, fatal error in demanding reparations from Germany after the First World War, a decision that ultimately triggered the rise of Adolf Hitler's evil Nazi movement. Mr. Macron said, "It's the mistake that we didn't make. The Marshall Plan, people still talk about it today, we call it helicopter money and we say, we must forget the past, make a new start and look to the future." The EU Commission has announced plans for a new Marshall Plan of up to €1 trillion to finance the COVID-19 rebuild. Mrs. von der Leyen said, "We need a Marshall Plan for Europe's recovery and it needs to be put in place immediately. We will use the power of the whole European budget to leverage the huge amount of investment we need to rebuild the single market after Corona. We will front-load it so we can power that investment in those crucial first years of recovery." Wrangling over the EU's next long-term budget is expected to resume when leaders hold a crunch video conference